Hey, good evening, brother. It's me, Z again. And I'm sitting down here at the lodge, and I just got done coaching. I thought I'd make a quick video about coaching and why I think every master mason and every fellow craft and entered apprentice should be coaches for coaching, right? Even if you take one day a week, or you take just 1 hour, during that one day, and are working with guys, I definitely think you should be coaching. And here's the reasoning why. I just got done a really great coaching session with someone, and we have people that can come in and do really great in coaching, and they can memorize really well. We have other people that don't. They just need the extra work. But we've also, I don't, as a worshipful master, it's my job to kind of pair up people together that are going to be able to learn the way that they should. So you may be working with one coach, things just aren't clicking, things aren't just clicking. Well, you know what? Find another coach. Go talk to those well-informed brethren, see if they'd be willing to help you out, right? It's kind of like when I was younger and my parents would say stuff and I thought it was stupid, right? And then my best friend's parents would say the same exact thing, and I'm like, oh my God, they're geniuses, right? They said the exact same thing, but something in the tone, the delivery, the cadence, the whatever, which makes a big difference to the person that's receiving the information. That's one reason. Like, the more people we have helping out to coach, the many more different styles we're gonna have, right? The other thing I think too is, like, if you have those same those same officers that are doing, the bulk of the work at the lodge, and they're doing coaching, you're kind of taxing them out. That's not a problem, but they hear all the stuff from lodge from me, then they got to be there with coaching with me. Why not give an opportunity for someone else to maybe have a positive influence, right? Again, the way that they deliver it could be completely different the way that I deliver it, even though it's the same exact words, and it sticks better with them, right? So am I concerned about whether or not my guys know the information, or am I more concerned about my ego being struck, saying, oh, they didn't learn coaching from me, they learned it from someone else? No, man, I want you to know the information. I don't care who you get it from, right? And obviously within the lodge and stuff, but if you get the coaching from me, or if you get the coaching from Brother Senior Warden or Brother Treasurer or the other past master that just happens to be sitting in the back, and you can relate to it, that's my job as a worshipful master, right? That's why I think all Masons should coach. The other reason I think all Masons should coach, is that there is no better way to build a brotherhood than helping guys achieve the things that they set out for. And if you're sitting on the sideline and you're not helping coaching, you're not helping that brother, right? Unless you're one of the mentors or something like that. But if you're one of those guys that just kind of comes to meetings and doesn't do anything, man, step up to the plate and help a brother out. That's how you get to know those brothers, right? We talk about, at least in my lodge, there are like basically 3 different types of coaching sessions in which you have. You got the one coaching session where you come in and you are just hammering home rote memorization, right? You ask the question, they give the answer. You ask the question, they give you the answer. You ask the question, they give you the answer, right? And that's great to cover mass, right? And that's a great way to go. Sometimes you just want to come home to coaching and you just want to get the work done, right? That's number one. Number 2 is you kind of do like the rote memorization, but you add in a lot of the meaning stuff, right? And if you're not coaching that way, I personally think that that's kind of a downfall, right? So you say, hey, the lambskin or white leather apron, right? Well, what does that mean? Why does that mean that? Why did we choose a white leather apron, right? Why didn't we choose chainmail? Why didn't we choose, and these are questions that you ask your entered apprentices, your fellow crafts, your early master masons, and make them think. Make them really think. If I'm saying these words for a reason, right, I got to know what the reasoning is, right? The third coaching, and that's the coaching I do the most, right? Is the kind of, you come in, you give me like 3 or 4, 5, 8 questions, whatever it may be, and then we talk about the answers. Like, what do the answers really mean? Not just say them back to me. The third one is the one that you come to a coaching session and nothing gets done, right? It could be that time where that brother just needs to tell you about his life and what's happening. And those are incredibly important coaching sessions also. All 3 of them are incredibly important, right? But when you learn about that brother, that's when you can start practicing brotherly love, relief, and truth, right? You can give that brother a call up and say, like, hey, I remember you were saying this in coaching session. How's this going? Right? Or if you're calling your brothers, and you should be calling your brothers, right? seeing how they're doing as men, as husbands, as brothers, as fathers, right? Making sure that they're on the right path. So start coaching, guys. Start coaching. The other thing, and here's the last one, and I'll leave you with this because I know I'm already going long with 5 minutes. I tried to say that I'm going to be like 5-10 minutes. So I'm not too terribly bad. But when you're talking about coaching, right, not only are you building a fraternity through coaching where you get to see those guys and they can feel valued, right? Not only is it because you can be active in the lodge, right? Maybe you're not an officer. Maybe you don't want to take charge, right? You can still give back to your lodge by helping out coaching, right? Everyone can help coach. But the other idea is that it helps you as a Mason remember the lessons of the entered apprentice, fellow craft, and master Mason. Too many times people come in, they do that coaching session, right? They do their catechism, they stand it in lodge or however your jurisdiction does it, and then they forget it, right? Except for the times that they're sitting in lodge going like, oh yeah, and you see them muttering along, right? And then like a word changes in them, you know. Good for you that you know the words. Good for you to know the words. Do you know what they mean? And it becomes a mantra almost, right? The real lessons of it. You know, if I say this over and over again, eventually I'm probably going to believe it, right? So if you're helping a guy learn them, they're sticking in your head and teaching you the lessons again, just like they should have when they were an entered apprentice. But this time, you have the experience, wisdom, and knowledge to go like, now I understand what that means. Those words have taken on a new meaning, a new life. How do I apply that to me, right? So that's why you all should be coaching, right? You help out your lodge by starting to have different men teach, coach in different styles, which could be very complementary to other people's styles. I don't know if you ever had a coach that you just didn't learn from them, right? It wasn't anything against the brother. It just wasn't in the way. You help that brother get his stuff, right? You help the rest of the lodge. You build a brotherhood, and then you start remembering all that information too. And the more you say it, the more you actually think about it, right? There have been plenty of times I've been driving home from a coaching session, and I look at it and go like, man, freedom, fervency, and zeal. What does that really mean, right? Like, why do we say them in that order, you know? In fact, I can tell you, it was because I was doing a coaching session that I really sat back and thought about freedom, fervency, and zeal, and I made this channel. So, guys, get coaching, you know? And if you're scared of coaching, that's all right. Go in and work with a coach already, you know, and be like, hey, do you mind if I sit in and listen to this coaching session? I'd like to try it, you know. And when you feel comfortable, you want to start taking it on yourself. So hey, man, do you mind if I take this one by myself and you can just come in, kind of help me out along the way? And there are going to be some bumps and bruises along the way. There will be some bumps and bruises, but you know what? You keep sticking at it, right? You do it with a zealous attachment to what you're trying to do. You're fervent about that idea. You will get better. You will get better, and you'll see the benefits in your lodge. You will see the benefits in your relationships with your brothers. All right? So, hey, until next time, stay fervent.